and astrology marks as one of the most transformative years in decades. Some nations will rise. Others will fall. Some economies will boom. Others will crash. And the choices you make in 2026 could change your entire destiny. Today, I'm revealing everything. The bright side that brings massive opportunities. And the dark side that most astrologers are too afraid to discuss. Stay until the end because what I reveal about the final months of 2026 will shock you. Let's begin. Before we dive into the stars, let's decode the numbers. 2026 reduces to 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6, which equals 10. And 1 plus 0 equals 1. This is a universal year 1. Now pay close attention. Year 1 in numerology is called the year of new beginnings. But here's what most people don't understand. Before something new can be born, something old must die. Think about it. The last universal year 1 was 2017. What happened? Major political shifts worldwide. New leaders took power. Old systems started crumbling. Technology disrupted everything. 2026 will be even more intense. Here's why. On the bright side of year 1, new world leaders will emerge with fresh faces and fresh ideas. Revolutionary technologies will launch in AI, space exploration, and medicine. Individual empowerment will reach its peak with more entrepreneurs, creators, and innovators than ever before. We'll also see new alliances between nations forming unexpected partnerships. This is the year to start something new. A business, a relationship, a career, a completely new life path. But there's a dark side to year 1 as well. Endings will be painful. Old jobs, old systems, old relationships will crumble. Ego conflicts will explode because year 1 amplifies pride and aggression. We'll see battles between isolation and unity as people choose sides. And rushed decisions driven by impatience will lead to costly mistakes. The number 1 is ruled by the sun. And just like the sun, it can give life or it can burn. 2026 is not a year to stay comfortable. The universe is forcing evolution. Those who resist will struggle. Those who embrace change will thrive. But the numbers are just the beginning. Now let's look at what the planets reveal. And trust me, this is where it gets intense. Let's start with the heaviest planet. Saturn, the planet of karma, discipline, restriction, and hard lessons, enters Aries in May 2025 and stays there throughout 2026. Now here's why this matters. Saturn hasn't been in Aries since 1996 to 1999. What happened then? The Asian financial crisis shook global markets. Political scandals erupted worldwide. New military conflicts emerged. Major leadership changes happened across multiple nations. Saturn in Aries creates a cosmic tension. Aries wants to go. Saturn says wait. Aries wants war. Saturn demands discipline. Aries wants freedom. Saturn enforces rules. Here's what I predict for world politics. Military tensions will escalate, especially in the first half of 2026. Aggressive leaders will face karmic consequences and falls from power. New laws restricting freedoms will emerge as governments tighten control. But young revolutionaries will rise, challenging old authority structures. Countries ruled by Aries energy like Germany, England, Israel, and Poland will feel this strongly. But Saturn also rewards those who work hard and stay patient. Leaders who show true integrity will gain massive respect. Nations that invest in long-term strategies will build lasting power. Now let's balance this with some bright energy. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, luck, abundance, and blessings, moves into Cancer. And here's the secret. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. This is its most powerful position. The last time this happened was 2013 to 2014. Here are the bright side predictions. Real estate and housing will boom. Property values will increase significantly. Family-oriented policies will succeed as governments start supporting families. The food and agriculture sector will experience major growth, making farm investments pay off. Emotional healing will happen on a mass scale as mental health awareness peaks. Women leaders will gain more power as feminine energy rises. And homeland security will strengthen with nations protecting their borders more effectively. Countries ruled by Cancer energy like the United States, Netherlands, Scotland, and Paraguay will receive blessings. But when Jupiter moves to Leo in June 2026, expect a significant shift. The entertainment industry will explode. Stock market speculation will become dangerous. Leaders will become more ego-driven. And celebrity culture will reach new extremes. The second half of 2026 becomes more about show than substance. Wise investors will be very careful after June. Now we enter the shadow zones. 2026 has 4 major eclipses. February 17, 2026, brings a lunar eclipse in Virgo. March 3, 2026, brings a solar eclipse in Pisces. August 12, 2026, brings a lunar eclipse in Aquarius. And August 28, 2026, brings a solar eclipse in Virgo. Eclipses are cosmic wildcards. They accelerate destiny, reveal hidden truths, and sometimes cause sudden shocks. For the February and March eclipses, I predict health system revelations, because Virgo rules health and secrets will be exposed. Spiritual awakening will intensify as Pisces brings mystical experiences. Water-related events like floods, ocean discoveries, and shipping disruptions are likely. And pharmaceutical industry scandals will surface as hidden information comes to light. For the August eclipses, I predict technology disruptions because Aquarius rules tech and major cyber events are possible. Workers' rights movements will peak as Virgo demands fairness. Climate events will intensify with Earth signs activated. And political shocks in August will bring unexpected resignations or announcements. If your birthday falls within 10 days of any eclipse date, 2026 will be especially transformative for you. Major life changes. Endings. New beginnings. The eclipses don't ask permission. They simply happen. Here's the transit that will reshape our world for years to come. Uranus, the planet of revolution, technology, and sudden change, enters Gemini. Uranus takes 84 years to return to the same sign. The last time Uranus was in Gemini was 1941 to 1949. What happened during that period? World War II ended. The United Nations was created. The nuclear age began. Television transformed communication. The Cold War started. For 2026, I predict a communication revolution with new social platforms and AI communication tools emerging. Transportation breakthroughs will accelerate, including flying cars and Hyperloop progress. The education system will face major disruption as traditional schools are challenged. The media landscape will transform forever, changing journalism as we know it. And neighborhood and local community focus will grow as local movements gain power. But there's a dark side. Information warfare will intensify with fake news, deep fakes, and mass confusion. Nervous system strain will worsen as the anxiety epidemic grows. Short attention spans will make society more scattered. And sibling and neighbor conflicts will increase because Gemini rules close relationships. The key to surviving Uranus in Gemini? Stay curious. Stay flexible. Don't cling to old ways of thinking. Finally, the spiritual shift. Neptune moves into Aries for the first time since 1861 to 1875. That was during the American Civil War and major global revolutions. Neptune in Aries brings spiritual warriors, activists driven by higher purpose. New religions and belief systems will emerge as old faiths are questioned, and an artistic revolution will bring bold, passionate creativity. But there's also confusion about identity leading to a collective identity crisis. Delusional leaders and false prophets will gain followers, and escapism through action will manifest as workaholism and adrenaline addiction. The lesson is clear. True courage comes from inner peace, not outer aggression. A quick warning about retrogrades in 2026. Mercury goes retrograde 3 times. January to February in Aquarius, May to June in Gemini, and September to October in Libra. Avoid major contracts and launches during these times. Mars is not retrograde in 2026, which is good news for action and energy. Venus goes retrograde from March to April in Aries, bringing relationship challenges and self-worth issues. Saturn goes retrograde from July to November, causing career slowdowns and authority challenges. Now let's talk about the real predictions. What does all this mean for world events? For politics, I see major leadership changes in at least 3 G7 nations as Saturn in Aries forces accountability. Rising nationalism worldwide will tighten borders and increase patriotism. Young political movements will gain power as Gen Z enters politics seriously. U.S. midterm elections will be highly volatile with deep divisions continuing. And a new international alliance will form between unexpected countries. For economics, I see a real estate boom in early 2026 thanks to Jupiter in Cancer until June. Stock market volatility will increase after June as Jupiter in Leo brings speculation. Cryptocurrency regulations will be finalized with governments taking control. A small business renaissance will emerge because Universal Year 1 favors entrepreneurs. And supply chains will continue restructuring as Uranus in Gemini disrupts logistics. For technology, I see AI achieving a major breakthrough, possibly significant progress toward artificial general intelligence. A new social media platform will rise to dominance as current giants are challenged. A space exploration milestone will be reached with Moon or Mars mission success. Quantum computing will become practical, transforming the tech sector. And brain-computer interfaces will advance significantly through Neuralink or a competitor. For society, I see the mental health crisis being addressed seriously thanks to Jupiter in Cancer's healing energy. A return to traditional values will emphasize family, home, and roots. An education revolution will begin with online and alternative education growing rapidly. Women's leadership will increase as Cancer energy elevates feminine power. And spiritual awakening will continue as more people question materialism. Now for potential dark events. I want you to prepare, not fear. Natural disasters involving water are possible. Floods and tsunamis are indicated by the Pisces eclipses. Cyber attacks on infrastructure are likely with Uranus in Gemini. Military escalation in the first quarter of 2026 is possible due to Saturn-Neptune tension. An economic correction in late 2026 is indicated as Jupiter changes signs. And health sector challenges are shown by the Virgo eclipses. But remember, astrology shows potential, not certainty. Free will always matters. And for every dark transit, there's always light. So what should you do in 2026? For your mindset, embrace new beginnings because Universal Year 1 rewards courage. Release what's not working and don't cling to the past. Take calculated risks but plan before you leap. Invest in home and family because Jupiter in Cancer blesses domestic life. And stay flexible mentally because Uranus in Gemini demands adaptability. For spiritual practices, meditation is crucial with Neptune in Aries. Grounding exercises will help you stay rooted during change. Journaling will help you track your transformation. Community connection will prevent isolation. and time and nature will balance the intensity of technology. For practical actions, start that business or project in the first quarter of 2026. Buy property before June if possible. Avoid major financial risks after July. Strengthen your family relationships. Learn new communication skills. And above all, protect your mental peace. The stars don't control you. They inform you. Knowledge of these transits gives you power. You can prepare. You can align. You can thrive. 2026 is not just another year. It's a reset point. Numerologically, it's a fresh start. Astrologically, it's a transformation. Yes, there will be challenges. Eclipses will shake us. Saturn will test us. Change will disrupt us. But Jupiter will bless us. New beginnings will inspire us. And those who stay conscious will rise. The ancient wisdom of the stars has guided humanity for thousands of years. Not to create fear, but to create awareness. You now know what's coming. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? 2026 is calling you to become the best version of yourself. Will you answer? If this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I'll be creating detailed predictions for each zodiac sign in upcoming videos. Until then, stay aligned, stay aware, and stay blessed. See you in the next one.